It's officially been 1 year since we purchased our very first RV. We went big and stepped right into the Class A. So, during this video, we will share with you what we've learned, some of our rookie mistakes, the freedom of the road, some unexpected expenses, what we loved about the RV lifestyle, and maybe not so much. Well, here we are again. It's our maiden voyage for 2026. We decided to go to Holiday Trav-L-Park, located in Virginia Beach, just minutes from the ocean. It is a large campground with full hookup sites, cabins, and lots of amenities. Actually, it was also festively decorated. They have pools, playgrounds, and easy beach access. Even though the weather didn't cooperate for us this time, it's definitely a spot that I think we would want to come back to when it's sunny. It had the classic beach campground feel, but still close to everything. As you can see, the weather did not cooperate, but it rained instead of snowing, so we'll take the rain over snow any day.
And we decided to reflect on 2025 and sort of make plans for 2026. And also do a little crafting at the end.
Yeah, we did bring our hand molding kit for some reason. Maybe we were planning to be stuck inside. Oh, I'm trying to protect you. Okay. Sheesh. Okay. Oh, goodness. Come on. I'm trying to keep you dry, girl. Where are you going? All right, without further delay, what did we love about the lifestyle so far?
I would say the ability to take our home on wheels wherever we want to go. And instead of staying in a hotel and worrying about pets, it's always pet friendly. We have our little Bob out here. We don't have to worry about pets, um, pet friendly hotel or anything, paying that extra fee. Everything is here. We got our own bed that we can sleep in. We don't have to worry about the cleanliness of the hotel. So I think the biggest thing for me was the ability to just move around wherever we want to go, and we are comfortable in our own home.
Right. I like the ability to be immersed in nature without really having to be immersed in nature. So, like, as opposed to camping via tent, we're kind of glamping. So, we're in nature, we're surrounded by trees right now. I could turn it around, but we are protected from the elements.
We can hear the raindrop on the roof,
It's like
soothing.
our own soundscape.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's like a bonus for me. I wasn't
The
anticipating that.
people that we have met is so friendly. We have joined a few clubs. We've had meetups. We've had glamp outs with the Adventure Bandits, and just meeting other fellow RV campers with the same mindset is really that was really an added bonus. I mean, everybody has been so friendly, so helpful. I've had breakdowns with the RV, and I've had other fellow RVers help me mechanically and to work on the RV, and it's really just been an eye opener. I've heard that the RV community was friendly, but to experience it myself, I think that has really been another big bonus.
And Bucky's.
Buc-ee's, yes. Well,
So,
the other thing is you can really travel around. I think we went to Buc-ee's. You can see our mugs.
paraphernalia.
And the first time we went to Buc-ee's, uh, we walked in. I don't really know what the expectation was, but we walked in, and when we walked out, we had shirts, we had mugs, we had food, of course, and it just was a good experience. When we got the RV, I think that was one of the things that we was really looking forward to was stopping at Buc-ee's. So yeah,
What challenged us the most this year about RV life? Where do we begin? I'm going to start with numero uno is having the time as a part-time RVer, full-time worker. Squeezing it in, I somehow in my head envisioned being able to whisk away for 3 days here, hither and yon, and then just come back relaxed. But I find that it's usually a frenetic pace. We're frazzled, we're hurried, we forget something, and then we have to turn around and come back and then be ready for work. And I'm usually zapped. I'm usually just tanked after a weekend of RVing. So that has been a challenge, is trying to find that balance.
That Friday is our travel day. Unfortunately, we do not get on the road until maybe 2, 3, sometime later
Well, someone has oodles and oodles of leave that they could take, but they're saving it
for retirement.
for retirement.
But anyway, yeah, we get on the road on a Friday, maybe 3 or 4, 2, 3 or 4 o'clock. And, you know, we got maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. And one thing that I hate, and I think Rachel will agree, is arriving at the campground at night. That is
And
not
we did
fun.
it again. And
This
someone,
recent time, yeah, we made it here. We're in Virginia Beach, and we made it
and
here.
then you got to account for winter and it gets dark
Yeah,
early. So
yeah,
it was
so
dark. I had to do a recon, and somehow you still ended up.
yep, I missed a turn. So
Missing a
it's a
turn.
little challenging arriving at a campground at night.
And
So,
lucky for us, it's winter and it's not that packed. But
right,
had
it's
it
not
been
crowded.
packed, oh
It's been kind of
geez.
embarrassing, but still.
Some of our rookie mistakes were costly mistakes. So, what challenged us the most? Navigating sharp turns.
Yep. Uh,
So,
our main voyage when we first got the RV, in a nutshell, driving through a Walmart parking lot, trying to get out of the parking lot, I made a right turn just too sharp,
he
and
listened to Siri instead
yeah,
of
listen to
Rachel,
Siri.
who
Well,
told
it
him
wasn't
to
Siri, it
go
was
up
a GPS navigation,
wherever
but
she was. She led you astray, and you decided to go up front where everybody's crossing, where people are parking and loading and unloading, and made a sharp, literally sharp right turn. And
I was taken out by a stop sign. So
we were taking, so we had a nice, was it 20-foot scratch on our maiden voyage last year.
right.
It's the anniversary of that.
So those are some of the rookie mistakes. Trying to learn to drive such a big RV. This thing is like 40, almost 44 feet long. So I mean, there was some learning
But you've done an
curves for
amazing
the
job with.
drive. I haven't had an accident, knock on wood, but you know,
Wait,
not a
wait, hold on, where we find some wood.
physical accident. But you know, some of the turns are tight. You have to make wide turns when you have a big RV. So you know, that was one of the rookie mistakes. Our second sort of rookie mistake was on our maiden voyage is locking the keys. Even though we had 3 sets of keys when we purchased the RV,
They were all together, which
all
was
3
not smart.
were in the RV, and we got to one of the campsites or campgrounds and went to check into the office, locked it or closed the door behind us, and everybody, no, not everybody, well,
Someone closed the
closed the
door.
door.
Only one of us closed the door behind us.
Yeah, I closed the door behind us,
And one of us
and
said,
it locked. Even to this day, I don't know why the door locked, but
it's slammed.
um,
Well, we know, well, it's set that way. And so,
yeah,
bottom line is just anticipate locking yourself out of your RV. And so, have a spare key
have
in
a
your
right,
car or maybe in a secret compartment somewhere,
yep,
someplace.
or leave the window open, which we will do from
Yeah, we
now on.
did,
We
but then
keep the driver's
it
door.
was wet inside, so we
Yeah,
thought
we
we had a
just left
leak.
it open, but
So bottom line is have a spare key someplace external to the vehicle that you're going to be locked out of potentially. In
yes,
one of our videos, we discussed how we were visited by the ranger after hooking up the sewer hose to the water hose,
to the fresh water.
freshwater hose. But fortunately, you didn't open the valve, so it was not. Could you imagine if it had been emptying? I don't know. We would have probably been banned from all the state parks.
It looked like a sewer connection, except that it was painted blue on top.
So blue is water,
Fresh
as
water,
somebody mentioned in one of our
right.
comments. So we know that if you see a blue something in the ground, do not hook anything brown to it.
But anyway, lesson learned. So that was a slight rookie mistake. It wasn't catastrophic, but yeah.
And another rookie move.
We were driving to what was that? Not Pigeon Forge.
Talona
Talona
Ridge.
Ridge.
Yeah,
So
thanks
from
to the
Virginia to Talona
Gravely's.
Ridge,
The Gravely's.
yes, we were driving through some, I would say, I don't know if they were the Rocky Mountains or whatever,
No, we were
Blue
on our way
Mountains.
to Talona Ridge, but we were
Right,
close. We were nearby, and this is when it starts getting windy and hilly.
right. So we were going up and down hills, um, and we had our towed vehicle, which is a Jeep, in tow behind our 44-foot RV, and I did not know about the
But I
engine slash exhaust brake.
and I kept smelling something burning.
Yes, and I
And I
was
said,
heavy on the brakes.
and I said, I smell something burning. And he was like, we'll make it. And
Yeah,
so
we
it's
were
just like I
maybe
was,
yeah, we were probably like maybe 5 miles, and I was like, okay, we're close enough. I didn't want to stop on the side of the road, so I said, okay, well, I'll check it when we get to the campground, and we were like 5 miles out. But needless to say, I was heavy on the brakes, and I didn't know about an exhaust brake. And basically, an exhaust brake or an engine brake would use on a diesel pusher. It would basically slow the motor coach or your motorhome down. You
as you're
take off, yeah,
descending,
as you're
right?
descending, you just take your foot off the accelerator, actually like
So you
sort
were
of
riding brakes
downshifts.
down the hill.
Yes, yes. So
Oh,
rookie mistake, and a truck driver, a career truck driver, actually told me about it when we were telling him about
who was this?
I
Corey?
forgot his name, not Corey.
I think it has added a little something to our relationship, a little more peace, a little more serenity. Now, it's been beautiful to watch you in the RV. And I observe you spending so much time, putting so much care into it. You're so at peace with it. I mean, you spend hours washing it, you're on top of it, you're under it, you're fixing things of purpose. There's a pride that you seem to emote whenever you are speaking of engaging with, doing anything with the RV. Am I wrong?
No, yeah, you're right. I'm not mechanically inclined, so to speak. I tinker around. I think I do enough to keep the RV rolling, so to speak. I like working on it, fixing things, whether it's the air conditioner or, some of the small appliances. Going around tightening up screws. Just last week, I was able to stop a coolant leak under the bottom of the RV. So again, it's just, I like, just tinkering around with it. And as far as washing, it takes a couple of hours to wash this entire RV. Now, of course, I can pay someone to come out and wash it, but what fun is that?
It's like a labor of love,
Yeah,
huh?
labor of love. I keep our cars relatively clean. I wash the cars, but when I wash the RV, it is really like a 45-hour job. And if I was to get on top and inspect the roof and clean the roof, we're talking about another 2 or 3 hours there. So it's going to be a day's worth of labor, love labor, that I put in when I'm keeping the RV clean. So,
You say you're not mechanically inclined, and that gets me to the point. Do you have to be mechanically inclined to own an RV?
do you have to be mechanically inclined? No, but if you have an RV, things are going to break. That's just the way it is. Now, when I say mechanically inclined, maybe not the part of the motor only, but there are things that's going to break on the inside. There's things that's going to maybe need to be resealed. You may have a leak. You may have plumbing issues. So when I say mechanically inclined, I think maybe not mechanically inclined is a do-it-yourselfer,
Well,
maybe.
I think, like you said, you may not be automotively, mechanically inclined. However, I think your willingness to learn the way you troubleshoot everything, the way your brain operates, between you and the YouTube videos that you watch,
Yeah.
you will figure out a way. And I think you just have to be willing and open to learn. And so I think that has been really great for us, and it saved us a couple of bucks.
Right. And speaking of YouTube, you're not the first, or I'm not the first RV owner, obviously. So most of the problems that you may encounter, just do a YouTube or Google search, and you would most likely find the answer. Leave with Chat GPT now, you can find the answer, or you can find a video on how to fix almost anything on your RV.
What we learned over the course of our first year RVing is that we're still learning. We're still learning what works for us and what doesn't. But one thing we've learned this year is that RV life isn't about perfect trips. It's about figuring out as you go. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and comment. Happy trails.
Oh, we're rolling down the road so free. Every mile's a story, every star